What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles, and today I want to talk about something a little different than what we normally talk about. Today I want to talk about the American Airlines new plans for how you are going to earn status in 2022. And rest assured, this does include a lot of credit card material, so if you are just here for the credit card stuff, stay tuned. If it's your first time watching, we talk about points, miles, credit cards, and travel. If you're into that sort of thing, please hit the subscribe button. We put out new content weekly. We are a fairly new but growing channel. If you get any value out of this video, please hit the like button. Let's get right into it. I have a question for you right off the rip. Do you value airline status? Now, for most of us, even if you are flying 10 times a year for leisure, it is fairly difficult to gain airline status. They don't make it easy. They don't give us a bunch of shortcuts. You really have to put in the work or the spend to gain airline status, unless you are one of these weekly business flyers, and then you pretty much automatically get status. My plans in 2021 included gaining airline status with American Airlines. I even took a flight at the very beginning of the year in January. I took 6 or 7 random flights to go visit cities, really with no rhyme or reason, just to build up that chance to get status. And I will have to say that I still have a few days left in December, but I'm not going to make American Airlines Gold status. Why is that? Well, myself, like a lot of people, I am a bargain hunter when it comes to flying. We go to South Florida a lot, we go to New Orleans a lot, and when I choose to buy a flight, I'm one of those guys that goes to Google Flights, and if Delta is $70 cheaper than American, we're flying Delta. I usually try to keep it between Delta and American, but it just happened that I did not take enough American Airlines flights. Whether there were better routes with Delta, or it was cheaper with Delta, or what have you, we did not gain any type of American Airlines status. So I would say that before this program change, I was not going to attempt to get American Airlines status again. Now we get news from American Airlines. They are actually changing the way they do their status, and it may benefit people like me and you. So let's talk about it. In 2022, American Airlines status qualifications will change. Most airline status programs are fairly complicated. You have categories such as miles flown, dollars spent on tickets, segments or different flights, plus you have a credit card spend category. And it does get kind of complicated, and it's sometimes difficult to calculate whether you fly enough to gain status. Well, in 2021, American Airlines is changing all that, and they are going to have only one status metric for status, and that is loyalty points. Now, quite simply, one American airline mile earned will equal 1 loyalty point. The first question is going to be, how do I earn a loyalty point? Well, first off, flying. If you fly American Airlines, American Eagle, or any of their One World partners, you will gain a loyalty point for every American airline mile earned. Most of us can calculate that. Most of us have an idea of how much we fly American and how much we may earn in that category. But the second category is going to be American Airlines credit cards. Starting January 1st of 2021, you'll earn 1 loyalty point per mile earned on American Airlines credit cards. Now, we have done a few videos on the different American Airlines credit cards. I think Citi has 4 different cards. Barclays has 2 different cards, a personal and a business. So those cards are out there, and they do afford you the ability to start racking up American Airlines miles and loyalty points. Now, the third one is something that we do stress on the channel quite a bit. The third option for gaining loyalty points and American Airline miles is their e-shopping portal. They have a really good shopping portal. We normally recommend Rakuten because they usually have the best rates. But if you are going for status and you are looking for American Airlines miles, they have a great shopping portal. It is the holidays. Definitely be looking at a shopping portal with all your gift purchases. The other ways to earn American Airline miles and loyalty points is the American Airlines dining program. We've spoke about this on the channel a few times. Normally, most airlines have a dining program. You have to link your credit cards to their dining program. And if you dine at one of their eligible restaurants, you will get between 3, 5, and 7 miles per dollar spent there, depending on what category you are in and how often you use that option. American Airlines also has a Simply Miles program with some of their partner retailers. Definitely check that out, especially if you're looking to get status in 2022. So with that being said, fairly simple. When I earn American Airlines miles, I earn loyalty points. We have went over on the channel quite a few times how to earn American Airlines miles. So how many loyalty points do I need for status? Well, they made that pretty simple also. For Advantage Gold status, you need 30,000 American Airlines loyalty points. I don't think that's super difficult to acquire, but it's also not really easy. For Platinum status, you need 75,000 loyalty points. Platinum Pro, which you start getting into the high-end status and the big deal stuff, 125,000 loyalty points. For Executive Platinum, 200,000 loyalty points. While those numbers seem high to me, it does give me a little bit of pleasure knowing that I can actually spend my way to airline status. I don't know if it's worth it. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so those of you that are wondering, is it even worth me having airline status? What are the benefits? Well, let's go over each status level and see what we get. For Advantage Gold status, you are going to have the eligibility for premium cabin upgrades. If you have gold status, could you please comment below and let us know what is the frequency of something like that happening? Now, I do think if you are not in an American hub, that frequency may be higher because you'll have less people flying out of there with gold status. You get complimentary preferred seats. I think that is a good benefit. It is nice to be on those preferred seats because you can get off the plane a little sooner, especially if you're taking short trips. I would value that. You get complimentary main cabin extra at check-in. So you are not going to be in the back of the plane. You're going to be in a much better seat, relatively speaking. You will earn 40% more miles on your flights. Why that is important is that is an accelerant to get to the higher statuses. If I'm earning more Advantage miles, I'm earning more loyalty points. You also get 1 free check bag. You get priority check-in, security, and boarding. So some of these mimic your credit card benefits. You also get same-day standby priority. You will be eligible to use the Gold Service Desk. Again, if you've used the Gold Service Desk, please put it in the comments. Tell me how valuable that is because I don't know. I was not able to get gold status. And you will also be One World Ruby status, which could come into play if you're flying partners or you're flying international. So then we step up to Platinum status, and that's where things get a little bit better. Some of these benefits sound really good if you are a frequent flyer. Again, you get the complimentary main cabin extra, which I do think is valuable. You get complimentary preferred seats, and those are the seats with the extra legroom, the exit row seats. Again, you are eligible or even more eligible for the premium cabin upgrades. Again, I would love to hear your experience about how often this happens. You earn 60% more award miles on your flights. Again, it's another accelerant towards higher status and more miles. 2 free check bags with priority handling. Priority check-in, security, and boarding. It's the same day standby priority. You'll be using the Platinum Service Desk, and you will be One World Sapphire status, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, as we climb the ladder here, we are getting into the big leagues. We are now going to talk about Platinum Pro membership status benefits. You can choose from a number of rewards like system-wide upgrades, award discounts, and more. Again, some of these things are things that you'll have to actually research on American Airlines website because once we get into these higher statuses, we get into a lot of different benefits. And again, these are not simple benefits or simple upgrades. Some of these things take a little bit of research to see which ones are more valuable for you. Again, unlimited complimentary domestic upgrades. That's pretty cool. Complimentary main cabin extra, complimentary preferred seats, 80% more award miles. Again, you are earning a lot more for flying, and the more status you have, the more loyalty you will most likely give American Airlines. With Platinum Pro, you get 3 free check bags with priority handling. You get the priority check-in, security and boarding, same-day flight change, and standby priority, Platinum Pro service desk, and you will get One World Emerald status benefits. Okay, so if you are somebody who flies a ton, if you're a business person, if you're flying weekly, or if you are a large spender, you can gain Executive Platinum status. Now, with Executive Platinum, you're going to choose from a number of different rewards, such as system-wide upgrades and some premium products. Again, I don't want to get too much into that because it looks like there are a lot of different things and perks to choose from. You get unlimited complimentary upgrades within North America, and that includes award tickets, complimentary main cabin extra, complimentary preferred seating, 120% more awards miles. So again, if you have reached this tier of status, you are going to be rewarded. You get 3 free check bags, complimentary food and drink in the main cabin, same day flight change and standby priority. Additional rewards will come at higher thresholds. So there is more to come when you hit Executive Platinum. The more loyalty points you acquire, the more you spend. There will be additional benefits. And you get the Executive Platinum service, priority check-in, security, and boarding, obviously. And you also retain your One World Emerald status. So guys, that's it. Very simple, not very easy. Now, for one, I might fly 12 times a year, and that's probably a busy year. So I don't think I'm going to get status just based on my flights. And when you compound that, all my flights for 2022 that are scheduled are Delta flights. So I'm not sure if this will be worth it to me. I'm still considering it. I still want to run my own numbers. But what got me thinking, is there any techniques that can speed this along or help me get this status besides spending that much on an American Airlines credit card that doesn't give me a ton of good bonus categories and doesn't by itself earn me a ton of miles? There is. If you have ever used the service Plastiq, Plastiq allows you to use a credit card to pay for bills and other things that are not normally accepting of credit card payments. The big thing here are car payments, mortgages, maybe your tuition. It's a service that allows me to use a credit card to pay Plastiq, and then Plastiq will cut that entity a check. I have used it before. I've used it to meet minimum spends. And since most of your American Airline credit cards are MasterCard, they are eligible to use for mortgages and car payments. I think it's definitely an option. It does come with a price, however. It will cost you 2.85% in fees. Now, to break that down, if you are using that for a $2,000 a month mortgage, that will cost you $57 a month. So paying the entire $30,000 to get gold status would cost you $855. Now, that might be worth it to you, it might not. Here's another example. If you were going to use a service such as Plastiq to pay for half of that $15,000 spend for 15,000 loyalty points, that would cost you $427.50 in fees to get you 50% to gold status. But you would also earn 15,427 American Airlines miles. Again, I don't think it's a bad idea to use the service Plastiq if you really value American Airlines status to at least help you get some of the way there. I think Plastiq is definitely an option if you need to meet a minimum spend requirement or if you are close to this status. I'm not sure if I would pay the entire $30,000 in bills with Plastiq and incur the $855 fee For that, I don't think gold status is worth $855, but your mileage may vary. I will leave a link below to Plastiq. There are some referral offers where you may be able to save some money on fees using our link. And again, we want to remind you of the American Airlines shopping portal. If you are not interested in American Airlines status, we will recommend using Rakuten. Rakuten, you can either earn cashback or American Express membership rewards points. And guys, tell us how you value your status if you do have some. Again, if you got any value at all out of this video, hit the like button. And if you stayed around all the way to the end, thank you.